here in Summerfield, Florida, and welcome to this week's YouTube Live. So if you're new here, I go live every Monday at noon. I would love for you to join me and invite your crafty friends to join along. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Been running around like crazy, getting everything ready for today. There's lots going on. Sale-a-bration's ending soon, so if you haven't had a chance to take advantage of those sale-a-bration items and get your free stuff with a purchase of $50 or more, you have until this Thursday, February 29th. That's the last day to enjoy sale-a-bration. So, let's see what happened this weekend. It's a busy weekend actually. So Ethan had bowling. He's in a Saturday bowling league. My son, he's in 7th grade. And then Sunday was just really, really busy. I have an in-person card buffet that I'm getting ready for. And my son and my husband were outside doing some power washing. It's been a nice day out, like nice last couple days actually. Just been enjoying the nice weather. It's been kind of chilly in the morning, chilly for Florida anyway, like in the 40s. That's a little too cold for me, but in the middle of the day, it's like upper 60s, mid 70s, something like that. So as you join, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from, what you've been up to this weekend. Are you sad Sale-a-bration's going away? Sale-a-bration honestly is my favorite time of the year because there's always cool stuff that you can get for free. When you order. I love Sale-a-bration. It's always very exciting. But there's new online exclusives coming that we'll talk about here in a second. And the new annual catalog will be here before you know it. And we'll talk about that a little bit too today. So, all right, I'm going to flip the camera around and then do a little bit of kind of announcements and go over a few things. And then we'll get into today's project. If you subscribe to my newsletter, I started sending it out on Sunday mornings instead of Friday mornings. And now on Sunday mornings, when I send it out, I give you a preview of what we're going to be making during my Monday lives. So if you want to start getting a preview as well as news about stuff I have coming up and stuff that Stampin' Up's doing, then go to stampcampwithjen.com and subscribe to my newsletter so that you can start seeing those previews. It's kind of cool. I thought it'd be fun. So you guys get like a little sneak peek of what we're gonna do for the weekly lives. So, all right, let me see. I'm always afraid I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna disconnect everything. I've done that before when I was doing it on Facebook and I was freaking out when that happened because I had to turn it back on real quick. So, oh man, I have everything shifted funny. Okay, let's try to move some of this, my desk. I feel like you can never, no matter how big your desk is, it's never big enough, right? Oh, goodness. Okay. Put my hair up. I'm sweating, running around the house trying to get everything ready before we started today. Okay. So, like I said, if you notice here, I have a little countdown. Sale-a-bration, there's only 3 days left. Thursday is the last day. If you do place an order with me, please use my host code if your order is under $150. If your order is over $150, don't use the host code. Just enjoy your Stampin' Rewards and your Sale-a-bration items. So this is the little catalog, the little Sale-a-bration catalog. So like I said, February 29th, this is when this ends. You can get stuff out of here. There's also a few additional things that were added as well. And you can find those at stampinup.com. One thing I want to mention too, not this one, on page 18 here, they talk about if you place a $300 or more order, you get an additional $30 in Stampin' Rewards. So that also ends with Sale-a-bration on Thursday. So if that's something you're interested in to kind of maximize your savings, that's a good idea to get that done. And then joining during Sale-a-bration, you can get this Stampin' Glass Mat Studio. It comes with this little chamois, the little silicone piece here, as well as this whole big glass mat. It's really nice. I don't use it during the lives because since it's glass, my lights reflect really bad off of it, and I don't think you want to look at the glare the whole time. So I've heard you can put vellum over it. And I really like my dark background. I feel like it's easier for you guys to see. So that's why I don't use it. I have it. I really like it. We use it in my classes. I do use the little silicone piece and the chamois off to the side for the camera to clean my stamps. I really like this chamois. As far as I know, they are not going to offer this to customers. This is only for demonstrators. Even after sale-a-bration, they have not said that they're going to have it available to customers. It will only be a demonstrator item as far as I know. So if that's something you really want to get, you really should join Stampin' Up. You can join right now through the end of sale-a-bration for only $99. You can get that glass mat plus $125 in your choice of Stampin' Up products, or just $155 in Stampin' Up products for $99 if you don't care for the glass mat and you just want to get new stuff. You also get you get free shipping, a paper pumpkin kit, and any current catalogs that are out right now. So it's a really good deal. Let's see what else. And then you can also get these items that are the new online exclusives that are coming out next week, March 5th. I believe that's Tuesday. This zinnia suite is gorgeous. And I'm gonna show you some samples of, this is what I'm using for my Stamp Camp to Go that I've been advertising. It's beautiful. You get in the suite, they have this bundle with the stamps and the dies, a zinnia embossing folder, adhesive back shiny sequins, and then the gorgeous paper that you see down here. Lots of bright, bold colors. This is another set that's coming out in the online exclusives. This is only a sneak peek. There's a lot more coming out that's not in this flyer, and that's all on March 5th when you'll be able to, right here, March 5th when you'll be able to order this stuff. Now, if you join Stampin' Up, and take advantage of that $99 starter kit deal, you can actually add these products and you'll be able to see all of the other online exclusives when you put your starter kit together, and you can actually order those online exclusives as part of your starter kit. You can add those items to your starter kit. So that's another good reason to join now. Okay, so speaking of which, my Stamp Camp to Go, you can subscribe and save 10% and only pay $35, or you can do a one-time payment of $39. Now, you will need the bundle to complete the projects in my Stamp Camp to Go. So if you need that, please let me know. And you have until this Friday at midnight to sign up for this. So these are the cards that we're going to be making. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. You can also see it in the details for my Simply Zinnia Stamp Camp to Go. And you'll get 2 kits for each card, so 8 cards total when you get the Stamp Camp to Go for this. And then we have a little fun fold here. I have PDF and video tutorials included. You'll also get this beautiful zinnia embossing folder, and you'll get a full pack of these shiny sequins, and you'll get half a pack of this Simply Zinnia paper cut down to 6x6, okay? That's all included for, like I said, either, a one-time purchase of $39, or you can subscribe and save 10%. And then after 6 months of subscribing, you get to pick a free stamp set of your choice up to $25. So it's really, the best deal is to subscribe, okay? So you just head over to stampcampwithjen.com. If you're viewing from your desktop, you should see this picture in the right-hand column, and you can click on that to subscribe. Or if you go to the very top bar, there's a little selection that says like online tutorials or something, and you can click on that and you'll be able to see that in there as well. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then I wanted to remind you about the catalogs. So, like I said, sale-a-bration is ending. Thursday is the last day. But the annual catalog and the mini catalog, you can still order from these through the end of April. Now, if you're one of my customers and you've ordered from me in my online store, you will get the new annual catalog for free from me, as well as a little sampler of the new ink colors. I send other little things as well. In the past couple catalogs, I've been sending them through Stampin' Up. This time I'm gonna send them from myself. So you'll get them a little quicker. Plus you'll get some other little things in your packet with your catalog. You'll get information about my In Color Club, product shares, like I said, a little in color club sampler so you can see the colors in person, things like that. So if you want a free catalog from me, just make sure that you shop with me anytime before, we'll say the end of March. And then when I send them out, they should be coming to you, I think in mid-April, early to mid-April is when I'll be able to send them out to you guys, okay? But the current in colors are retiring. That's, let's see if I can show you real quick. Let me get the ink pads. Do the best way to do it. All right, this is the best way to show you, I think. So these colors are the colors that are retiring. That Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky. These are the ones that are going to be retiring this year. If you love these colors, you can't live without them, you want re-inkers, paper, markers, any of that stuff, ink pads, now is the time to get those, because as it gets closer to the end of the annual catalog, the end of April, this stuff will not be guaranteed to be in stock. And I know the DSP for this is on the clearance rack right now. They do have a pack that's on the clearance rack. So take a look at that stuff, get this stuff. This is during sale-a-bration, that's a great time to take advantage of stocking up on this stuff and getting your sale-a-bration freebies as well. Okay, so look at the clearance rack, look at the in color list, get all your stuff before it sells out. Because like I said, towards the end of the catalog, it really sells out quickly, okay? And then you'll miss out. Okay, so Friday I had a little giveaway. We did that fun fold card, and I said leave a comment about your favorite fun folds or stamping techniques. So I pulled a name, and Mary Ann Tomlinson, you have won my pack of hot air balloon, or lighter than air, not hot air balloon, lighter than air designer series paper. So send me an email at jen@stampcampwithjen.com as soon as possible, no later than Friday, so that I can mail you this pack. I need to know your shipping address so I can mail this to you, okay? Let me know by this Friday, March 1st, so I can get it out in the mail to you, okay? Congratulations, Mary Ann. That's so exciting. Okay, now, finally to the project. You guys are so quiet today. No comments, anything? Hellos, nothing? Just want to watch? That's all right. All right. So my card is a little dirty. I've been throwing it around here. I tried to make a quick sample so I could show you how this works. So this is a really cool card. I didn't have time to do all the designs. I was doing this really quickly before I hopped on here. But what this is, it's a little surprise card. Isn't that so cool? So these dies from the Hooray for Surprises bundle have little perforations in them, so your recipient can tear off the top and see the message underneath, okay? So I'm gonna show you how to do that. It's really cool, really easy. It is kind of a one-time wow. I guess you could put something in there to kind of keep it from pulling off altogether, but really the initial surprise is the cool part, and they could always just kind of hold it in there. But we're gonna make this little pull tab. They'll pull it away and get the message underneath. It's pretty cool, right? So this paper is the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper from Sale-a-bration. I was trying to get my book so I could show you where it is in the book. It is on page, page 11, right here. So this is the paper that we're using today, okay, to make this card. Now, again, Thursday is the last day you'll be able to get this free with a $50 purchase. So if you see this card and go, oh my gosh, I have to make it, I must have that paper. Place your order by Thursday, excuse me, not Friday, by Thursday, so that you can get that paper before it's gone, okay? I've had people ask me, will sale-a-bration items be available later to purchase? It's rare that that happens. I've only seen maybe one item of sale-a-bration become available later for purchase. So I wouldn't bank on that. I would get them now so that you don't miss out, okay? Especially with Father's Day coming up, or if you just like to have a lot of masculine cards on hand, this is a good pack of paper for that, okay? So I can pull these out so you can see. It's always better to see it It's best to see it in person, but if you can't see it in person, then on camera, maybe this will help a little bit. So this paper, let's see, Trusty Tools bundle, coordinates with this paper, and we'll cut out a bunch of these. So this is like a little hammer, goes right there. That'll die cut that from the paper. This is, what is this, a little wrench? This will die cut this right here. See right there? So these two, I think, I'm not sure if this one will cut. Yep, this one will cut this pattern. Oh, the little ruler here. The die from the Trusty Toolbox die will cut that out. Okay, oh, and the pencil is on this sheet as well. All that, so 1, 2, 3 up here, 4, 5. All 5 of those you can cut out. Now the other ones you'd have to fussy cut because they don't have dies that go with them. And there's a paintbrush on another pattern that you can die cut as well. And I'll show you that here in a second. But that's at least, 5 different ones. I like the way it looks when you cut directly from the paper. It looks really nice. So I really like that. And then here's another pattern, the screwdrivers, and then like some gray on the background there. This is a cool one. This yellow is so pretty. It's crushed curry. That's what's going to be our card base today. And then these little screws on the back there. And then looks like a big toolbox pattern, and then some screws. Lost Lagoon, I think, is that color. Oh, and then here's another one. So this one has big saws, saw blades. This one has the paintbrushes. It's 2 different sizes. The bigger paintbrush is what the die will die cut from there. The other ones you'll have to fussy cut, which I know a lot of people aren't really big fans of, but that's okay. I feel like I'm missing one. Did I get all of them? Oh, and then the ruler, which we're going to use on our background today as well. And then this little pegboard on the back, I guess is what that is. So those are all the patterns. You get 2 of each design. They're 12 by 12. Again, it's $50 or free with a $50 purchase. And excuse me, the Trusty Tools bundle is what we're going to use today. And the die set, I have the dies on my little magnet here, but the die cut a lot of those patterns from that paper. And then the other bundle we're using is this Hooray for Surprises. So this is where I'm getting the pull is from the Hooray for Surprises here. And then the dies we're using for that little surprise mechanism, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. This is a really cool card. I have another idea that I got from another demonstrator that I'm going to try to work on soon and try to show you another way to use these dies. I honestly overlooked these in the catalog the first time around. I didn't even see them, and then I sat down to place an order and I was going through the catalog and I was like, wait a second, what are these? These are so cool because they make for a really neat interactive card. So I have, like I said, a crushed curry card base. Normally I do it side to side where it flips up from the top, but this way I'm actually doing it the long way, I guess, is what we'll say. So 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. And then this piece from that Trusty Toolbox paper is 1 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then the little ruler is 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And we're just going to put those directly on the card base here. And I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus, but you use whatever adhesive you like. And this is just all going to line up along the edge of that card and cover up the front. So people were asking me, we made this in my in-person class. They're like, does it go this way or this way? To me, this is right side up with the little notches because when you look at a ruler, I mean, my ruler has it going down, but it has the numbers, but I feel like when you look at like a paper trimmer or something, it's easier to see the little tick marks when they're facing the other way. So you do it however you want. To me, this looks right side up, but whatever looks best to you. All right. Just line this up right along that edge. Alrighty. Okay, so that's the basic card base. Okay, we can kind of put that away for now. Before we get started, I'm going to actually show you, I need to re-ink my little ink pad here, so I'm going to show you how to do that. You may know how to do it already, but for those that don't, you just grab your re-inker and you just really apply there's no good way to put it, just a good amount, whatever you feel like. If it's really, really dry, you're gonna need more. I like to kind of cover it. It may not sink in right away, but that's okay. And then I take a plastic spoon and I'm just gonna push that ink into that pad and kind of push it all around here. If you are worried about making it too juicy and putting too much ink into it, then kind of start out light. You can always apply more. You can't take away. It's really hard to take away. You'd have to let it sit out and dry, but I think that's pretty good. I re-inked it not too long ago, but it felt kind of light in spaces. So I just wanted to apply a little bit more ink there. And then you can always do a test too, but that should be good. So that's how I do it. I've heard people say they use like a credit card to move the ink around. You do it however you're used to doing it, but that's how I like to do it. And I apply a pretty liberal amount so to make sure that it's nice and inked up, okay? So we're just gonna close that. Now, to make our little tear mechanism, okay? I have 2 pieces of 3-inch basic white squares, okay? And then I also have this is just printer paper, thin printer paper. It's also a 3-inch square. So we're gonna take our printer paper and our basic white 3-inch square, and we're just gonna layer those on top of each other. And then we're gonna grab our mini embossing machine, okay? And you just want to make sure that you line those up as best you can. And then we're going to take our die from the Hooray for Surprises. Now, the ones that have perforations, this heart you can do it with. And then there's 2 sizes of the circles that have perforations. You can kind of see here. Make sure you can see how it's got like little notches in the die. There's 4 of them in the circles. So that's where it won't cut where those little notches are, and that makes that little perforation in there. It's pretty cool. And then this little strip does it as well. So that's pretty neat. So we're gonna use the larger of the 2 circles, and I'm just gonna put that right in the center with the little tab facing to the right. I'm gonna tape it down here, and we're just gonna die cut them both at the same time. So the printer paper underneath and then the basic white paper above it. Okay. And I'll show you why we did that here in just a second. So you're basically, by cutting those out at the same time, you're just trying to make a little template, okay? Let's carefully take our tape off. All right, so you don't want to tear the perforations off of the white, okay? That's the whole point, is to have that surprise, right? So we want to leave that intact, and this is going to be the top part of our little surprise mechanism. Now, this one, our printer paper that we did, we can take the center out, because what this is going to do is this is going to be a template for the message on the inside. So since we die cut them at the same time, now we know that this opening is going to line up underneath this die cut, because we die cut them at the same time, okay? So you just want to line them up as best you can. If you want, and I'll probably do this just to make sure it doesn't move around, you can kind of tape this down in the corners to make sure it doesn't slide around and you accidentally ink your sentiment somewhere that's not in the center. So that's how we center it, okay? So now I'm gonna take my Poppy Parade and I'm gonna go get another little scrap paper just to make sure it inked up okay. So give me 1 second here. Got my little piece of scrap here. All right, so on the inside, I'm gonna put "You're the Most Awesome." And that is in the Trusty tools. Let me show you real quick. So this is what we're using for the inside, the "You're the Most Awesome," and then the dad's in the front, and that's from the Trusty Tools die. So my little test here, good. And then we're gonna stamp this. I'm gonna center it with that little, where that pull tab is. I'm gonna use that as my center and stamp that, okay. Hopefully that's not crooked. It looks like it might be a little bit, oh, it's all right. Okay, so now we're done with this. We don't need this anymore. This was just for our little template. We can throw that away. Now for the front here, we are gonna stamp Dad, okay. Oops, wow, I have a lot of ink on this edges. All right, so now I'm just gonna ink up Dad really good. I'm gonna do another test over here just to make sure. Especially with something like this where you've only got one shot, I definitely recommend like testing off to the side, like I did my little tests on a scrap piece, just to make sure that everything is inked up. You don't have like a stray fuzzy that's gonna leave a weird mark or something. And then you can go ahead, and again, we're gonna use that little tab on the side to kind of center it, and this fits in here just perfectly. Carefully take that off of there, and look at that. That's crazy. It fits perfectly in there. So if you don't want to make a Father's Day card, but you just want to make like a masculine card, there's also, in the stamp set, says thank you. So you could put "You're the Most Awesome" on top, or "Thank you" on top, and then the "You're the Most Awesome." You can kind of play around with it, but I really like this for a Father's Day card. I thought this was pretty cool. So that's what I'm gonna stick with, but okay. And then one more thing we need to stamp. So we need to make our little pull tab. Where's my sample here? Oh my goodness. Oh, here, it's buried. So see how we have this little pull tab right here. So we need to stamp that. And again, that is from the Hooray for Surprises die right here. Okay. So do any of you guys do you have this set? Did you notice this set? Is this a complete surprise to you too? Is the Hooray for Surprises a surprise for you as well? I honestly completely looked over it the first time. I was so shocked. I was like, wait a second, this is so cool. Is this on your radar now? Like, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Everybody's really quiet today. Maybe it's just the Mondays. All right, so this little piece here, I have a 3/8 of an inch by 2 inch piece of basic white, and I'm just gonna fold that in half. And then I am gonna take the little word "pull" that I got from the Hooray for Surprises, and I'm gonna stamp it over to the right-hand side. Okay, and actually that's a little wonky, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna flip it over and do it again. It's a surprise for you, Kathy. Yeah, it was crazy. I was completely surprised by it. There we go. That's a little bit better. So I just flipped that over. Okay. So actually, I don't want it to show at all. I'm really crazy like that. So I'm going to flip that inside out actually. So my mistakes are on the inside, because we're going to glue that together here in a second. So I'm going to do it one more time. Much better. There we go. All right. This stamp set, I don't know why it gives me such a hard time. There we go. That pad. Okay. So now I'm done with all the inking. That's it. So now I'm going to take some liquid glue here and glue this together. Yeah, I hope you guys give this a try. Like, look at the samples in the catalog, Google Hooray for Surprises, Stampin' Up. You'll see lots of different ideas. like I said, I was surprised. I didn't notice it before. And once I saw it and I ordered it and I started looking up ideas, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. All right, so now the piece that has the little pull tab here, we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna put glue only on the outside border here. You don't wanna put it on the inside because that is the piece, this piece is what's gonna get torn away. So if you glue that, it's just gonna glue to the top of our message and then it's gonna all stick together. And make sure you put glue next to that tab to kind of reinforce that so it doesn't tear the paper with it, okay? But don't put too much because you don't want it to accidentally leak onto that piece there. And then we're just gonna line those up right on top of each other and glue those down. Okay, and kind of use your finger and push that all around there. All right, so that's where our little message goes. And then what we're gonna do is carefully lift this little tab up. We're gonna take a piece of liquid or a little bit of liquid glue here on the other end of the pull tab. My glue's about out here. There we go. Ooh. I thought that was gonna go glue side down. Okay, so I've got glue on this side and the pull on the right-hand side. So now what we're gonna do is just gently lift this up. Oh no, try not to pull that perforation. And then you're gonna slide that pull right underneath it and kind of stick it. So the glue should be facing up because you want it to stick to the bottom of that dad piece. And then that way, when they pull, they're gonna pull that whole piece right off, okay? Oh, hi Denise. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Kathy. She was surprised by these dies. This is so cool. Okay. And then we're gonna just stick this right on our Poppy Parade piece. So I don't need any liquid glue anymore. You can keep using it if you like, but I much prefer Stampin' Seal Plus here. And we're just gonna stick that right on top. And that's how you make that little surprise mechanism. And then we're gonna put it on here. And then I'm just gonna put some dimensionals on here. And then I'm gonna die cut a couple of those shapes from the paper and decorate and we'll be done. It's pretty quick and easy. You could make so many of these and have them ready to go for, like I said, Father's Day, any sort of like masculine cards that you just wanna have on hand. That would be a good idea. All right, so we're just gonna put this kind of in the center. Okay. And then I'm gonna pick out some tools for my paper that I was showing you. Let's see. I have a bunch of sheets here that are already kind of cut up a little bit. Where'd my scissors go? I swear, like I said, I have so much stuff on this desk. It's crazy. I always feel like I need like a 20-foot long table. All right, so I'm gonna get this ruler and I think this little wrench. I'm gonna cut those out and then die cut these. With those tool dies that will die cut them, make it super easy. So there's a little wrench and we're gonna cut out a little ruler here. Love this paper. And if you have, like, I know some people have like a Brother Scan and Cut. Oh man, you could probably cut out all of these so quickly, or like a Cricut or a Silhouette, whatever. Die cuts all these pieces really easily. That would be so nice. I don't have one. It would be nice, but I do not. But I've seen people use them and man, it just die cuts so many things so quickly. All right, so we're gonna get out our mini embossing machine again, and then I'm gonna grab, where'd it go, my little ruler and my wrench die here. All right, so the ruler I'm gonna put on first, and I'll put some tape on there just to make sure that it's gonna stick. All right, let's see, right here. And then this little wrench piece is gonna go up here. Get some more tape. I love this mint tape. It's not super, super sticky, so I can still pull it off without it ripping all my paper and stuff. I really like that. All right, come on. A heck of a time positioning this sometimes. There we go. I think that's good. All right. Stick this on. And if you have, I know some people have this mini Stamp and Cut emboss machine. They have a hard time getting the plates to go through. I actually found using the number 3 plate and then the two number 2 plates, the cutting plates, that works best for me. And then if you stagger them, so they're like an E shape, so like with the middle one goes back further, or even if the top one goes back further, just if they're all right next to each other, all even, the machine won't grab it for some reason. So you got to have one of those cutting plates back a little bit, and that'll give it just the amount of wiggle room it needs to go through there. So yes, it is great paper, Kathy. And I love anytime, I think it's so cool, anytime Stampin' Up! Makes designer series paper that you can die cut with the dies. I think that's awesome. It's a big time saver. I feel like it looks really nice when you can die cut the images. They look really pretty. And for people who hate to color, it's great for them as well. I don't mind coloring, but sometimes I prefer to just die cut. It's easier and it looks nice. So, okay, so now I'm just gonna put the little wrench down here, and I'm gonna put the ruler up here. I'm just gonna use a little bit of liquid glue in the corners, right there. I'll put that little ruler off to the side. I'll put this little wrench in the corner down here. And that's it. That is our little Father's Day card using the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper and the Hooray for Surprises bundle and the Trusty Tools bundles. Like I said, take a look at this Hooray for Surprises bundle if you haven't yet. It is in the mini catalog. Let's see if I can show you real quick. It's in this mini catalog. Let's see if I can find it for you real fast. Page 13. So I completely overlooked this bundle, but it's on page 13 in that mini catalog. There's so many cool things you can do with it. Google it. There's lots of awesome ideas with this set. So if you don't have this bundle, I highly recommend getting it, especially if you like interactive cards. This is really, really cool. Like I said, I'm going to play around with it some more, hopefully come up with another idea in a couple weeks and share that as well. And then don't forget to get that Trusty Tools bundle with that coordinates with that paper as well from Sale-a-bration, okay? All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you did, make sure to give me a little thumbs up or heart and let me know in the comments below. Even my replay viewers, I would especially love it if you let me know what you think. Don't forget, sale-a-bration ends in 3 days. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter so that you can start getting a sneak peek of my Monday projects too, okay? All right, guys, well, have a great week. I hope you are staying warm if you're in one of the colder areas. It's supposed to be really nice here in Florida. I plan to get out as much as I can and enjoy the sunshine. Those of you stuck in the snow, I hope you're safe and stay warm and have a great crafty week. And I'll see you next Monday. All right, bye, guys.